Fourth quarter, 1-point game with less than 3 minutes left. The ball's in Kevin Durant's hands like it should be. Gets to his sweet spot and pulls up for his 100% mid-range jumper. Kevin Durant gets ripped right here. Could have been a foul, but they don't call it. DeMar DeRozan gets out and cuts the game to 3 points with 44 seconds left. Dennis Schroeder with the kick out to Brody. Brody knocks down a huge corner three. Everyone loves Brody. It's a tie game. Kevin Durant pulls up for the win at the end of regulation. Misses the game winner. It's all good. You're not going to make every single game winner you try to shoot. We go into overtime. Dennis Schroeder has the ball right here. Blows by Reed Sheppard like everyone does. Gets an easy lefty layup at the rim. Sacramento's up 3 at that point. This was it right here. Let's run it back real quick. See Dennis Schroeder's little lefty layup again. Blows by Reed Sheppard. Reed Sheppard is tough to work around defensively. We'll just say that. Let's see. I'm going to pause it right here. Let me know if you see what I'm seeing. I'll wait a couple seconds, see if anything is glaring off the screen for you. And I'll let you know what it is. If you see Amen Thompson right here, dude, look at all this room. Not anybody literally within 10 feet of him. They guard him like Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal might as well be standing out here for a three because no teams respect Amen Thompson's three ball. All this room out here. But if we run the play, Amen's a great playmaker. Fakes the pass to Şengün and kicks it out to Jabari Smith for the big-time three to tie up the game. Kevin Durant kicked to Şengün. Şengün has such IQ. The lob up top to Jabari Smith for another huge bucket right here. It's a tie game right now. Kevin Durant kicks out to Jabari Smith, and he gets fouled on that three. Jabari was huge in the overtime period. We see here, Jabari knocks down the first one. He's going to knock down the second free throw. And then he ends up missing his third free throw to leave the door open. So he misses his third free throw. Brody gets the rebound. They take a timeout. Still a 2-point game. It's a great play that Sacramento runs right here. Get the ball to Debo. Comes down 2 feet in the paint. Tyrese comes to help and he swings it out to Dennis Schroeder for the gigantic three to put Sacramento up 1 point with 2 seconds left. And you see right here, KD comes off the Şengün pick, gets the ball right in his sweet spot, and just ends up missing the game winner there. So yeah, KD misses the 2 jumpers down the stretch for the win, but that's not so much the point. You can't make every single game winner you try to shoot, so it's not really Kevin Durant's fault, but more the point is you saw the Amen Thompson play and all the space that was around Amen Thompson when he spotted up in the corner for that 3 ball, and teams guard him like Shaquille O'Neal out there at the 3-point line. He might as well be Steven Adams standing out there at the 3-point line, and Rockets fans were hoping Amen would take a leap as far as his 3-point shooting goes this season. It is his 3rd season in the NBA, and that's when a lot of players take the leap, into or at least towards superstardom, like most of us expect from Amen. A lot of people expect Amen to be a superstar, at least like a perennial all-star level player, but he's shooting 19% from 3 right now on the season, and it's just horrible. It's really, really bad. We'll call it what it is. And Houston Rockets, they added Kevin Durant. A lot of people were thinking after last season they lost to Golden State in 7 games, and it was an awesome series. And everyone's thinking, man, the Rockets, they just need that one scorer. They need one guy that can kind of ISO at the end of the game and get them buckets and help them close out in the final 5 minutes of the game. So they added Kevin Durant. Everyone's thinking KD's what the Rockets need. I'm not arguing KD definitely helps. And they're thinking, all right, Rockets were number 2 seed last season. They add KD. They have this elite defense. They just needed a closer. Now they have KD, and a lot of people have Houston as one of their favorites to at least compete against OKC to come out of the West. And I kind of agreed. I was thinking Houston, they added Kevin Durant. They're going to be, much better now. That was the missing piece they needed, was just a closer. But watching Houston so far for this season, it seems like they weren't missing a closer so much. They were missing a closer, but what they were missing more than a closer was just floor spacing. And now, you know, Kevin Durant helps out with the spacing a bit, but you basically can't play Amen Thompson and Steven Adams at the same time going down the stretch of games because just like we saw in this game, whoever's guarding Amen Thompson, they're going to come off Amen and they're just going to go swarm Kevin Durant. We saw it all down the stretch in this game. Whoever's guarding Amen, they just come off and they go swarm Kevin Durant at the top of the key and get the ball out of Kevin Durant's hands and try to make another player beat them. If you watch towards the end of the fourth, they swarmed KD. He kicked the ball to Alperen Sengun, and Sengun took a really bad three down the stretch when the shot clock was running out. So KD helps, of course. They did need a closer. I'm not saying they didn't need one. So Kevin Durant's going to help them with having a closer. He did miss the two shots, the shot at the end of the fourth quarter, the shot at the end of overtime to win the game possibly. But it's all good. You're not going to make every single shot you take. You're not going to make every single game-winning opportunity you have. So I wouldn't blame that on Kevin Durant so much. But again, just watching that play with the men, you saw he's in the corner. Nobody's within 10 feet of him. Like that entire side of the court, the Kings just said, forget that side of the court. Wherever Amen Thompson is, we can just have a 7-footer guard him. Teams have really been doing that. They just say, just have our center guard Amen Thompson, and we'll just let him spot up in the corner wherever he wants from three, and he's going to shoot 19%, and we're not really going to be that worried about Amen Thompson shooting the three. So, I don't think Amen Thompson is going to turn into a 30%, even like a 30% three-point shooter before the playoffs start. He shoots 21% from three for his career, so Amen's an amazing player. He's such an elite athlete. He does so much defensively out in transition. He's turned himself into a very good playmaker as well. His ball handling has gotten better. His playmaking, his finishing inside has always been pretty elite, but he brings so much defensively and just brings so much in every single other area of the game except three-point shooting. I'm not someone that thinks if you can't shoot threes, you don't have a spot on the court, but when you shoot under 20% from three, it makes it really hard for Houston to play Steven Adams and Amen Thompson at the same time. They want to go to their death lineup, they call it, whatever their big ass lineup is, with Steven Adams, Alperen Sengun, Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, and then they have, I'm missing one player out there, Steven Adams, Alperen Sengun, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith, then Amen Thompson at 6'7", playing the point guard for them. But if they run that lineup, they have Adams can't shoot threes, Amen Thompson can't shoot threes. Sengun kind of can kind of shoot threes, but not really. So if they run that big ass lineup they like to run, they've been kind of wanting to do that lineup in the playoffs. They usually use that gigantic lineup and just get offensive rebounds and beat teams up on the glass and beat teams for the second chance points. But if Amen can't step up his three-point shooting, which I don't think is going to happen, before the playoffs start. It's going to be interesting to see what the Houston Rockets do out there because, again, we all thought they were just missing a closer, plug in Kevin Durant. Everything's going to be okay with them having a closer now. But watching the games throughout the season, I kind of realized it wasn't so much a closer they were missing. What they were missing was just floor spacing. And, people were hoping that Amen Thompson could take a leap with his three-point shooting, maybe get up to 30% or something like that, which isn't asking for that much, but he's 19% right now. He's 21% on his career, so I don't really see him making a leap in his three-point shooting before the playoffs start, and that'll probably be a problem for the Houston Rockets. That's something that Ime Udoka is going to have to work his way around and try to get creative with his lineups to kind of work around Amen Thompson's lack of three-point shooting. He's such a special player. He does so many other things out on the court. He's just so good. You have to play him, but his lack of three-point shooting kind of makes it tough towards the end of games, like we saw in this game, because you get the ball to your closer in Kevin Durant, and he's not able to isolate the way he wants to because they just send whoever's guarding Amen Thompson. They just come off Amen and just swarm Kevin Durant and then Darryn Thompson to make a three ball, and he hasn't been able to make them so far up until this point in the season. My closing note would be Andre Drummond. He's shooting threes now, and I would have never thought Andre Drummond would be a passable three-point shooter at any point in his career, but Andre Drummond has developed a three ball somehow, and he'll shoot some corner threes now. So if Amen Thompson could develop himself sounds crazy to say, if Amen Thompson could be at least as good as Andre Drummond at shooting threes, then that would help out the Houston Rockets a whole lot. But, I don't really see him turning into a passable three-point shooter before the time the playoffs start. So that'll be interesting to see how Ime Udoka works around that, because y'all saw in the clip, Amen's in the corner and they just don't even care. Just that whole side of the court, we're not worried about anything within 10 feet of Amen Thompson, because he plays more like a big man on offense, honestly. He hangs out in that dunker spot, he makes cuts, and that's really all he can do offensively unless he's out in transition. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 7 million subscribers. Let me know what you think about Amen Thompson and his three ball, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.